Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Kevin, why?
All right, how you doing?
I'm all right.
Looking at some projects for us?
Looking at some different projects. I think I'm going to choose this one right here because it looks a little different.
Ooh, different indeed. Looks complicated, actually.
Hey, it does look a little complicated, but I need a good challenge, and I think I can do it.
So it's a little tiny step stool, is that what I'm saying?
Yeah, little step stool, cut with some curves, and I'm going to do it with a router right here, but there's a computer in there that will tell me where to go and correct me as I go along if I make any mistakes.
So you're not going to have to freehand that shape right there. You basically load a plan into that?
You load the plan into here, I guide the router around, and it tells me where to go.
I'm feeling better about the project now. Okay, I'm intrigued. What do we do to start?
Well, the first thing, we'll prep the area till we can start doing our layout.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna lay a piece of plywood. We have this scrap piece. This will just protect the table. So when we cut through our finished plywood, it doesn't damage the table. So let's just put a couple clamps up here out of the way. That should be good. Okay, so this is the piece that we'll make our legs out of. This is basically Baltic birch. If you see the edge here, you can see all the veneers. There's a lot of veneers in this Baltic birch. There's like 14 or 15 veneers. That'll accent the leg a little bit too.
Okay.
But the plywood's nice and straight. All right, so now to hold this down so it doesn't move, we're going to use some two-face tape underneath this, but also as we cut our pieces out, when we get done with the last cut, for example, we don't want that piece to move, because if it hits the router, when it's spinning, it could damage it.
So we want this to stay in
Right.
place even
So,
after we cut.
Move this out of the way. Get some two-face tape, and we don't want this to move, so we'll probably put maybe 3 or 4 strips. We want to make sure that there's no dust on the plywood also, if you want it to really stick well. Okay, now did you brush off the dust?
No.
Now just lay it back down. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to be able to guide the router, keep control. So we're going to use this tape right here. It's like dominoes, see that? But all of them are a little bit different, and that's what the computer in the router will read.
Yeah.
And we just place this on here. Any direction, any angle, doesn't matter.
And you're just doing it, what, every couple inches?
Every 2-3 inches, yeah. The more you put, the more accurate you'll be. The router will pick up on it. And this is sacrificial. I mean, this is basically something that you'd use for every project.
Router's just going to cut right through that, and then we'll just peel it off the finished product.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And now we have to transfer this grid into the computer. We're going to do a new scan right here, and we're going to follow all of this. And basically, we're creating a workspace. All right, and the workplace tells us where we're going to position our piece for the cuts.
So the router's got a light, a camera, and then a screen so you can see what it sees.
Yeah, and you can see that it's picking up all of those dominoes and turning them blue.
Each black rectangle goes blue. That tells you that the router has seen them.
Right. Okay.
Huh.
So now that I've got everything scanned in, all right, now we want to create a grid. So we want to take the XY axis off of these edges right here.
Mm-hmm.
So to do that, I'll drop the router down. And I bring it up to the edge and touch it, hit it.
Oh, look at that.
2.
So that's setting your XY axis.
Right. Okay, so now I want to download our project.
So the one that we were looking at on the computer, that's got templates, information, all that. You just download it to this machine?
It's right here, and it's ready to go. So I hit that. Now, it's right there, and now I can place it where I want to place it. So I bring it around, and you can see my XY axis and all my dominoes. So I can pull it up like this, move it, and then just, let's come down a little bit right here.
So this would help you minimize waste, for example, or
Right.
make sure that you fall within your workspace.
Right, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this and cut this one. Then I'm going to move this over and place this one, and maybe up a little bit, so I can use that piece in the middle, maybe for a step.
Clever.
Yeah, it's the Yankee in me, you know. The next thing we want to do is we want to change our bit that we use to create our XY axis and put in a bit that we're going to cut with. So now this bit right here, see, that's a engraving bit.
Grave there, but you use the smooth,
Right.
full dimension side.
Right, because if we hung the bit, the cutting bit down, if you look, there's a section where we could be wrong if we hit the inside. We'd have to make sure that we get the outside. To take the guesswork out, we use the upside down bit. So now I'm going to change this, put it in. All right, now this cutting bit is an 8mm diameter, and we'll set that on the router. Plug that in. Okay, so now I have one more thing that I have to do, is I have to set my Z cut. So we've done X, Y, and now it's Z. And basically, as you can see right there, it says Z touch. That means it locates itself up and down. So if I hit the Z, it goes down, touches, and comes back up.
Basically zeroes out the depth of your cutting blade.
Right, and all the measurements that I give it once we're ready to start cutting are from the 0 mark.
So does it know that it is a 3/4 inch thick piece of ply, or do you have to now tell it that?
I'll tell it what it is. So right now, it's actually set at 3/4 of an inch right there, and there's a little button right here that says auto pass. So if I hit auto pass, that means that it's going to do it in 4 passes. But I don't want to do 3/4 full cut at once. You want to do it in gradual. It's like whatever the thickness of the bit is, and let's say it's a 1/4 inch bit, then you don't want to do any deeper than a 1/4 inch cut. And that's true with whether you're using this machine or a regular router. You never want to take your bit and go too deep. So it will automatically drop when it gets to the point that I started.
So it's going to know that you cut over here,
Yeah.
and when you come back to over here, it knows to drop it down the next 1/4 inch.
The next 1/4 inch, it'll actually go right down.
Are you going to do anything, or is the machine going to do everything? Because this
I'm
sounds like
just
a
gonna
project
guide
for
it.
me.
You are going to do it. So then I position it, pull it in, and now
Oh, look at that.
we have a line that's moving. We have a green line, that is the edge of our leg.
So it basically gives you a roadmap.
Gives you a road map, and the line that's moving is the direction that we're going to go. Now I come around the corner, look, so that's showing where I'm cutting. Go right around.
Even if you wiggle,
Yeah.
but you stay, if you keep the large circle on your road map,
Yeah, see, I'm going back and forth with the router, but look at
center dot,
that.
so the blade, your bit, is actually making minor adjustments right here. If you stay between the lines, but go a little crooked, it will make the adjustment for you.
Yep, you'll watch this moving.
It's a portable CNC machine. It's
It
just in
is a
your
portable
hands.
CNC machine, absolutely right. Okay.
So we've got these 2 little blocks that you made just to fill in these 2 dados.
Yep, it's going to be for 2 reasons. That holds them together like that, so we know they're the same. Now we can just sand them. But also, we're going to take a router and run a chamfering bit here with a guide, and I don't want the guide to fall into the dado.
Roger that. So you got a trim router.
Yep.
Just going to freehand it.
Single-handed, yeah. All All right, I guess we're ready to glue this together. Put some glue in the dado.
All right, Tommy, so you got an X on this one?
Yeah, the X goes right here, and that's to line up all of the holes that was already been pre-drilled. Right, nice and tight.
Got the glue off right there.
Yeah, looks good.
Looks better than good, Tommy. I think it looks awesome. I love that sort of sweeping line of the legs right there.
I love it.
It's a little step stool for a little kid or something, and finish, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you definitely want to put a finish on it. It's going to be used like in a bathroom, wash his hands, brush his teeth, or whatever gets up on the stool, so you want to protect it. So you could clear coat it, you could stain it, or even paint it.
All right, nice little project, well done.
It was fun, thanks for your help.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.